Okay. Hello. Welcome to Asia Now. My name is Alex, and on Asia Now, I bring you the top news stories from the Philippines, Thailand, and other parts of Asia sometimes. Okay, today we're going to do exactly as the title says, do a little recap on what happened in the Philippines and Thailand in the past week. And as usual, an open discussion. Tis the Monday morning here in Asia, perhaps the Sunday night for many of you guys. So, as usual, just share your thoughts and we'll get through all kinds of questions, I'm sure, all kinds of weird stuff. We could talk about who knows what will come. So, alrighty, all right. So, in this video, we'll talk about the vlogging permit the guy had to get. I forgot his name, my apologies, but nice man that he messaged me as well, letting me know if there's any kind of information I need. He's going to let me know. But yeah, so a vlogging permit in a public place in the Philippines, first I ever heard of it. 27-year-old American running an adult streaming site from his condo with 7 women being rescued. I quote, rescued. Foreigner found unresponsive in Cebu. Unfortunately, he passed away in his hotel room. Did not explain why. Maybe we don't need to know. But money lending Indian man gets shot up by another man. Another reason why you should not lend money in the Philippines if you want to live. I mean, it's a risky business, right? And then blogger dies from eating devil crabs in the Philippines. All kinds of weird stuff in the ocean. I assumed a fisher person would know what to eat and what not to eat. And if you don't know it, perhaps don't eat it. So we'll get into that. And then 3 Hells Angels members denied into the Philippines, which was a few days ago. But the whole large rap sheet against them and crimes in different countries makes you wonder how they were even able to leave their own country. Well, what do I know, right? I'm not a police officer or immigration officer. And lastly, a 77-year-old man gets busted at Naia Airport with illegal narcotics, stuffed 8 kilos of it into 2 gigantic Bibles. So that is what's going on in the past week. So as people start to trickle in, we'll get into some of the stuff. So let's say some hellos over here. So beginning with Vegas Con from Las Vegas. What's happening, everyone? Now, a lot of things is always happening in Asia Con. Welcome to the channel. Welcome to the live stream. And feel free to ask any questions that you have. Bird is here. Bird 7182. Yeah. T minus 2 minutes. We're already live. Yes, showtime. Perfect. He's from New York. T man. Bird is from New York. Larry Bird is the only other Bird, But Mans was from Boston. Well, I don't know if he was from Boston, but he definitely played for the Celtics. But before my time, I never got a chance to watch Larry Bird play. I did watch a bunch of the 90s and early 2000s, which I think was the best part of the NBA, at least for me, if you guys watch basketball at all. But getting off topic. But we always do, so who cares, right? Randy is in the house. Randy, morning from LA. Oh, not LA, Angeles City. I've never been to Angeles City. Perhaps my next trip, right? Speaking of my next trip, so I'll be here for another few weeks. Then I have to go deal with something for a month or so, somewhere undisclosed, but not in Asia. And then after that, going back to the Philippines, I'll probably go to Mindanao region. I want to check out General Santos, whatever, some random major city down there. I've been to Davao, Cagayan de Oro, but I want to explore some different areas and see what's that about. I do have a new idea about the direction of YouTube for my other channel, Living Abroad, but we'll see how that goes. It's all just kind of up in the air right now, but Asia now seems to be doing okay, and me talking about different things going on in Asia, I think provides some value. So slow morning, slow trickling in, no drama on this channel, at least not today. So I guess people are not interested. Speaking of which, a lot of drama as usual going on between YouTubers and all that. So I think people just, I guess, entertaining for people, right? So they continue to watch that. But for us, I'd rather stay out of that stuff, man. I'd rather be just like at least informative or myself. And when I talk about drama with other people, it kind of is like negative spiraling effect. It's already bad enough we got to cover all this negative stuff in the news. I don't want to have to add to it if I have a choice, right? Let's talk about the vlogging permit, since that's the first thing that I think. So maybe I can go ahead and play this a little bit for you guys so you know exactly what I'm talking about before I get started. because since it is my own video, I can go ahead and show it. Give me a second. I'll play the video so then we can just talk about it. I think it's a bit better that way. I think. Asia now. Videos. Yeah. So because of Vitaly mainly and the obviously pro-life traveler and that one guy, a bunch of people are ruining it for just regular people that want to walk around making videos in the Philippines. It was never an issue before. I mean, it really is an issue now, but I think it's becoming a bit more under the microscope. Are being destructive or disruptive as well, are getting a little bit of attention. So let me go ahead and play this so you guys have an idea what the heck is going on first before I start talking about it. 1 second, I'll share my screen so you guys have an idea here. Share screen. Share screen here. To share. All right, so let's watch this first.
Kaya po.
Bisa okay.
Oh.
Nag-vlog po kayo.
Yes po.
Sorry po kailangan niyo muna po magpaalam po sa operation for allowing po na it's okay lang po.
Oh, really?
One eternity later.
So, after, I don't know, 30 minutes, I finally got the permit. I had to go here to the office. They've checked my YouTube channel. They've asked me where I'm going to be recording, what I'm going to be saying, about who is the vlog, what's the purpose of the visit, etc., etc. So, if you're going to come here to Rizal Park, to Manila, and you're going to be willing to record anything and posting that in social media, you need to have a permit. But it's free of charge, so that's good. But it still brings me to the conclusion that all of these vloggers, abusive vloggers, coming to this country and is making us, other vloggers, looking bad. Because I've been to that Rizal Park a year ago and I didn't encounter any of this. Like, I understand that you need to permit to fly your drone. I completely understand it. There's an American base right there, so it's understandable. But just to use your camera, law is law. Everyone has to respect the law. I understand it. It's perfectly fine. I just want to talk about my frustration because of some other vloggers that come in here using people for their content and humiliating people. Don't fucking do it. If you're coming to any country and trying to harass people just for your content, fuck off. Fuck off. Okay? Don't do it. Hi, Paul.
Wow. Okay, so I'll stop that right there. So that was the experience of that guy going to Rizal Park. Now, before, when he had to go vlogging in the Philippines, I mean, it's still not a big issue. Like, let me just kind of clear the air. I don't think much has changed. That's just one particular incident where this guy was in a public space and was asked to use a permit to vlog, which he had to go get a free one, like you guys saw, right? So I saw that in like private places, like IT Park is a private area. Ayala malls are private, so sometimes security guard might be not really power tripping, but doing their job and saying, hey, do you have a permit? And they're like, oh yeah, I forgot it. Or I just say, I'm taking a picture, don't worry about it. And they leave me alone. They don't want to be confrontational. They don't usually argue. It's not a big deal. And the thing that annoys me more than anything, it's just like you have people with phones that are out there taking photos, taking videos. It's not a big deal. But if you have an actual camera, they have a problem with it. But those phones are much more capable than a camera. They can live stream immediately. And so it's not really enforced well. I get it. It's their country. They can do whatever they want. It's fair enough. But getting this permit, I think, should be like an online thing. Why not make a website? You simply have to type in your location, where you want the permit for upload your YouTube link. They can take a look at your channel and they can say yes or no. If they really want to be like proper and streamlined. That's my opinion. But so that's what's going on. I don't think it's a big enough deal for people to worry, especially when it comes and like start making YouTube videos. That was just one park, Rizal Park. Somebody said the permit is from the people managing the park itself, not really from government. I mean, yeah, all the stuff is just like actual concentrated areas. So I wouldn't worry too much about the whole. When I go back, I'm not going to care. I'm going to do exactly what I was doing before. When I say I'm not going to care, because I know it's not a big enough deal. If somebody has an issue with it, I could easily provide reasons, show my channel, whatever it is. I don't think it's kind of an issue. But Gareen says, we did not hear from Pro after what happened to him. And you wouldn't. Why would you hear from him? He's like in a holding this facility, right? Detention center. he's going to be there until some update on his case, which is nothing, I don't think, in the near future. I feel like they just put him in there for a while, depending on how whoever's in charge wants to take which direction with him. I don't think Vitali's response for being out of the Philippines helped, because he went on saying he wants to expose corruption and all that. So maybe they might really throw the book at pro-life traveler, especially if he has illegal content on his drives and phones and SD cards and GoPro and all the electronic devices they took from him. So we'll see. I don't know. I don't know if he's done anything like that, but he definitely did enough to be considered persona non grata. They held him until his visa expired, and now they got him on an expired visa. They're going to try to deport him. But when that deportation comes in play, who knows? And sometimes I'm sure it takes, like, just administratively speaking, time to deport somebody. Unless you just came from a plane, they could reject you, get back on another plane and go. Stuff like this, they might have to like go through the proper channels to actually deport somebody after they've been here. Plus, apparently, he's got a wife that's still in question. No one can confirm that, and a baby. So that might be. I don't think he's gonna go back to making the same type of videos. Anyways, who knows? So that's why you haven't heard anything from Pro-Life Travel. There isn't really much update as far as a news angle goes. Personally, you got to talk about whatever, but there's no news. This guy just butthurt that he has to spend an extra 5 minutes to get a permit. I don't think that's the issue. I mean, nobody would mind. I wouldn't mind spending 5 minutes to get a permit. The fact that it's a public area and you can't do it is, I think, what he's upset about. Furthermore, the fact that he went there last year, he didn't need one. And I think he's just more expressing his concerns about those rude vloggers or YouTubers ruining it for normal people like him. So I don't think that's where he's coming from. Good morning from Cebu. Keep up the great job on both channels. Thank you. I appreciate that. Leatherneck Tony. Good morning. Cebu, I don't see myself go back to Cebu. I've been there for that's where basically I spent past 6 years, right? In Cebu, stationed out of there months on end. So I think I've seen and done pretty much everything I wanted to do in Cebu. I'd really be interested in checking out some different areas of the Philippines in the near future, if and when I go back. So we'll see about that. But yeah, Cebu is great. I think for first timers, it would be probably my suggestion for people to start with that. Manila, I think, is too congested, too central as far as like a city goes. I'm not really sure where the nearest beach is. But I think Cebu is pretty awesome because international airport, pretty modern. The traffic's horrible, of course, but any major city in the Philippines is. And you got Bohol nearby, island. You got Dumaguete if you got consider retirement there. A lot of people do that. You got a bunch of beaches from Malapascua to Bantayan to Mualboal. So all these areas that you can check out and really have a good time, especially if you're going to go for like a couple weeks vacation or a month or whatever. So that was a vlogging issue. I really don't have a problem with the issue itself. I have more of an issue with the requirements, the streamlining, what's the standard, the vlogging in a public place. That was kind of weird, but it is what it is. So if you guys are required to have a permit, hopefully there's like an office right there that you can get one. So if not, then be prepared. You may be asked. If someone says, "Are you vlogging?" Just, I don't know. I'm gonna say, "No, I'm just taking a video, bro," because I'm not doing anything illegal. Vlogging is not against the law. And if they don't want me, then they got to kick out everybody with a camera in that place too, right? So, or if you really want for that section, you can just simply use your phone because phone quality cameras are so great right now. You don't necessarily need a permit, so not a permit, a GoPro or like a camera to make a video. Dennis says, any travel plans to make videos outside the Philippines again? If so, which countries would you go? I've been traveling. I just don't share my travel on YouTube anymore because the squeeze is not worth the juice. There's too much work. I obviously take photos and pictures for myself, for my private use, but I don't use it for YouTube. It's just not enough views in it, and it's not worth it. We spend hours and hours editing a video, and then it gets like 400 views. So it's not worth it because YouTube's still my source of income. I don't make YouTube for a hobby. This is my job. So if it's not paying me, why go through all that trouble? Like for example, this weekend, I'm going to go to Koh Chang in Thailand, a little island there, right? So I just came from Vietnam last month, right? So I do, and before that, I was in Vietnam again. Before that, I was in Japan. Before that, I was in, like, where was I? I don't know, forgot some of these countries I go to, but yeah. Oh, Kazakhstan, Uzbekistan, and Kyrgyzstan. I just spent 4 months in Central Asia, right? So I do whatever, but I don't post it online because it's just not worth it for me. And I'm not really about taking photos. I don't take pictures of selfies and shit like that. I don't. People ask me, where are you going? I'm like, this place. Like, what? You got a picture for me? I'm like, no, why would I share? Anyways, that doesn't matter. They're weird, right? I make YouTube videos, but I'm not like into pictures. But I travel, but I do for myself, and I don't post it online because it's not worth it. But yes, my next trip will be somewhere in Europe. That's it. So let's go on to our next story. If we get through this, nobody has anything to say, all good. We'll get through this weekly recap. Our next story was involving, what happened here? The 27-year-old American guy. So let's go and watch that for a second. I guess that's a pretty good, what do you call this, format. We'll watch the video for a little bit so you have an idea what I'm talking about, and then we'll just talk about that. So yeah, I think it's a good format. We'll do that. This was about that 27-year-old American guy that was running this like operation from his residence. What he would do is get a bunch of girls and promise them 100,000 pesos a month. Obviously, he didn't give them 100,000, and in return, these girls would go online and do stuff. You know, like do stuff to be viewed. Let me try to find the story first. Okay, here we go. Can you share this? Bop, 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 bop. No exchange rate today, not much of a difference, but we will jump straight into our main story. A 27-year-old American national has been arrested for allegedly facilitating an online exploitation operation in Nasugbu, Batangas, Philippines. In a statement, the ACG said that on January 30th, authorities implemented a warrant to search, seize, and examine computer data against alias Canor. 7 female victims who were reportedly trafficked and exploited through online platforms were rescued during the operation. The case stemmed from a complaint filed by a 21-year-old woman identified as Asay, who sought assistance from authorities after allegedly being subjected to online exploitation. According to her accounts, the suspect, whom she met on an online dating platform, offered her work as a model with a potential monthly income of around 100,000 pesos, so about $1,800 a month. However, after being brought to Nasugbu, she was allegedly coerced into participating in exploitative online activities. You guys can figure out what that means, including regular live stream content on digital platform. The suspect allegedly recruited other women and compelled them to take part in similar activities, according to complainants. Victims who attempted to seek help were reportedly threatened. The suspect also allegedly misrepresented the victim as his romantic partner when questioned by authorities. On December 22nd, Say managed to escape and reported the experience to law enforcement. Canor is now facing charges for violation of anti-trafficking laws in relation to cybercrime prevention. I don't have any pictures, videos, or any kind of detail regarding this at the time of filming. If any more evidence or images, all right, speaking of images, right, somebody else.
This bad boy.
We'll go back. Go back here. We'll move this. Stop the share. So that's the dude. I doubt that these women were doing this against their will. I don't like how Philippines media always says rescued victims, all this shit, because I feel like that just doesn't hold the people accountable. This is obviously my assumption. Perhaps they were victims. If they were, obviously, they should be taken care of. But I just like, for example, they say, 200 victims of scams call centers were rescued and brought back to the Philippines from Cambodia. They went there knowingly partaking. I know those centers are horrible and sometimes they're being held against their will and all that. But two things can be true at the same time, right? The point is, like, and they use trafficking a lot, which I used to think it was like against someone's will. But like sometimes these women are doing this either from obviously from a financial gain perspective, or they have no other choice or something. I understand that. I'm not trying to downplay any of that side of things. But I think if you're just always going to give them a free pass, it may not discourage people from future participating in something like this, right? So, like, for example, China, they executed them, 12 people, because they were part of a call center. I'm not saying do that, but my point is, like, in Vietnam, they prosecuted them or whatever, right? Even though they were in that scam thing. I think it's just different when it comes, if they're willingly doing these cam shows and making money from it. Is it really fair to say they were victims of trafficking and they rescued them? Maybe, but it'd be more accurate to say they were criminals, part of this American guy. But I think they might need them to be victims so they can have a stronger case against the American. Just put that guy in prison. That's just my assumption. I don't know. The point is, he was doing it. He got a bunch of girls together to make money off of them by selling their content online. I think I don't have to go into any more details. You guys know what's going on. This sex online stuff is very popular. Yeah, that's exactly what it was. Your digital pimp. Exactly that. From all the countries you visited, who has the best food? That's a good question. I'll say maybe top 3 because I think it's easier, not in any order. But I love, I'm a big foodie myself, so I'd say probably Thailand, Turkey, and Japan. And then Japan is just because everything they do is perfect. It seems like they're perfectionists. They do everything with care. It's just amazing to watch somebody make a meal, cook a meal, even preparing coffee or something. They just have this. They have this characteristics of having pride in what they do, so everything just comes out delicious. So, and I don't even eat sashimi or nothing, but the way they prepare it is so good you can't deny it. So, and Turkish food is so all the grilled meats. I just love that. It's amazing. And then Thai food is just spicy, flavorful, dozens of spices going to one meal at a time. So those would be my top 3 probably. Then again, if I want to really be honest, Persian food is incredibly delicious. If anybody's ever been to Iran or actually tried authentic Persian food, the use of saffron and rose water and the ingredients is a different level. It's not even spicy. It's just full of flavor. So those are top 4, I guess. But the news is a bit iffy. They love doing clickbait for views. Hey, I do it too. Just as a news channel, as any channel, you have to try to get someone to watch it. I think that you can draw a line though where somebody just outright lying, right? For example, if I say the Philippines bans all Americans, right? And then I have nothing to do with that. That's just kind of bullshit. But to try to play with the words and the title and manipulate it a little bit, from my side of things, I can see why they do it. It's just how far do they push it before it becomes just garbage, right? So I agree though. DG Goeth says, "Hi, Alex. Do you have time to come to Korea for some East Asian news and reviews that may add thousands of new viewers? Eat some new foods. Try snow asking. What the fuck? Snow skiing. A giant electronics market. Well, yeah. When I was in Japan, I was actually gonna go to South Korea next, but I chose to go Central Asia after that because I want to see a few countries. Definitely on my list. It's just a matter of when. There's so many countries to see." But for sure. Dennis said there's some bullshit going on right now about Southeast Asian countries are going up on Korea because of Korean natives and call them monkeys. It's just getting out of hand. Well, to be fair, maybe DG Goeth can add some value here because I assume he's in South Korea. South Koreans overall are pretty racist. They do look down on every other pretty much Asian country. You don't believe this K-drama, K-pop, K-music bullshit. If I'm going to be honest, they are some of the rudest and most racist people when it comes to Asians. They mistreat Thai people and especially Filipinos. They look down on them. Yeah, I know. I'm generally speaking. I'm sure there's millions of very, very good South Koreans. But overall speaking, when it comes to the things that I've seen from tourism interviews or whatever, that's the vibe I get in talking to a lot of people. But individually speaking, they're just like every other country, right? So you're going to have some great people, some not so great people. For me, Korea is very, the whole beauty standard is on another level. They're the #1 country when it comes to cosmetics. Everybody gets, practically everybody that can afford to get some kind of plastic surgery, nose for your 16th birthday, lips for your 20th birthday. The industry is very different beauty standards. So this obviously cultivates this negative perception of anyone that doesn't meet these beauty standards. I know we don't want to get into this, trying to generalize entire countries, but it's just it is what it is, right? You can't, it's like saying America has a gun culture. They do. You can't deny that, right? That's in their, what do you call that? I just lost my, not Bill of Rights. that's a part of the constitutional right to bear arms, right? So it obviously is going to create that kind of environment, right? So when you have this like very in what's the word I'm looking for? It's just in the system sometimes, and it is what it is. Why do you think all these school shootings happen? Because like first of all, access to the guns are a lot easier than some other countries. Perhaps you never know if Canada had that in their maybe constitutional rights. You never like we just had a shooting the other day, right? So it's pretty bad. The point is, there's a lot of history and a lot of stuff that goes into this. So it depends how deep you want to get into it. I agree though. This has been going around. It is right now very popular. A lot of social media people are talking about this. The fact that South Korea is getting a little bit heat from other Southeast Asian countries. Going back to that guy that was doing that from his room, right? That kind of stuff. At first, I think people might think, "Oh, look, easy money, right?" Sounds like a very basic thing. Get a bunch of girls in a room, sell the content to men, gather the money, and just pay out a little bit at a time. But legally speaking, those are serious crimes. I personally would not want to be getting into that. But I think people coming to the Philippines for the first time and taking advantage of the friendliness of the women, the approachability, and just like dating women is easier in the Philippines, a lot easier. And then next thing in mind comes money, right? You're like, oh shit, what if I can make money off these girls? So this guy wasn't very intelligent. Let's just put it that way. So just because something's easy doesn't make it good a lot of times. And thinking that you can make money off girls selling the content's easy doesn't make it a good thing. And we'll see what happened with him. I think it was funny how he's like, let me call my lawyer. First of all, buddy, you ain't got no lawyer. Come on. Secondly, this ain't the US. You don't have that right immediately. They probably have to process you and take you in and do all this stuff. And who knows if at which point along the way you get a lawyer. They're not going to stop arresting you because you want to call your lawyer. Like, come on. This guy watching too many movies, man. That's funny to me. Let me call my lawyer. Yeah, so that is that. What is next on the let me see here. What's the difference? So we talked about the vlogging permit. We talked about 27 American digital pimp. Now, the foreigner that passed away. Okay, nothing really talk about that. No more news. Money lending Indian gets shot by another Indian. So money lending is another thing. Once again, not a very bright idea. So the thing I don't understand as a money lender in a foreign country, what do you think you're going to do when somebody doesn't want to pay you back? You're going to go break the knees or something? You're going to commit crimes like that? First of all, it's illegal anyways. But secondly, these Indian 5/6s or whatever they're called, they've been around for a long time. And a lot of times, either people can't pay back their debt, so they kill them, or somebody just pays somebody off so they don't have to pay their debt back. Or sometimes the person dying is the person in debt. The guy doesn't pay you back for a long time, and you know what? Get out of here, right? So that is that. I just don't get it. I don't understand how you think it's a good business idea as a foreigner to go to another country and then start lending out money. And then what is your recourse when you don't get paid back? So I don't have no issue with confrontation if it's brought to me, but I'm not one person to go instigate something and just like put myself in a position where I have to like one day confront somebody about giving me my money back. I don't know. Lending money has never resulted in anything positive. At least not from, I've never seen a single story. And if it does, it's short term. Somebody might make money initially, but you do it enough times, you're going to come across somebody that's not going to pay you back, and you're going to have yourself a whole bunch of trouble, right? So, should I buy you a ticket? My Filipino wife watches you every day. Well, thank you. That is a very kind offer of you, and I'm not going to lie. I'll probably accept that ticket. But yeah, I have no problem going to South Korea. I can't wait. Another thing, South Korean food is delicious. So top 5, there you go. I think South Korean, like the spiciness balanced with a little bit sweet. They got a lot of noodles and chicken, fried chicken, whoa, bulgogi and whatnot. Like there's just like, South Korean food is delicious, I admit. But thank you so much. The competition. This is probably regarding something earlier. Makes no sense. Oh yeah, the Indian stuff. Makes no sense to kill customers who don't pay back because then you'll never return the money you borrowed. Yeah. And then it makes no sense, but I think at some point somebody might be like, I'm never going to get my money back. So now from anger or for revenge or something, they do that. Anyways, we got 37 people watching this. Guys, take a second to like this video. We'll get some more eyes on the channel. Ask your questions, anything you want to talk about. This is a free-for-all. It doesn't have to be about the news. Whatever's on your mind. Like, we talked about food for a long time, dating or whatnot. Like, anything at all. Speaking of food, the Filipino girl passed away from eating devil crabs. Now, she lived somewhere in Palawan, and they found 8 shells of a devil crab or something, reef crab, also known, I forgot the name. But either way, some poisonous crab in the skin and the shell. And she turned blue, and after a couple of days, she passed away, unfortunately. The thing I want to know is, like, how did that even happen? Like, yeah, she should have known, apparently, because she and her husband are fishermen, and like this happened sometime a few months ago as well. But they found like 8 crab shells somewhere in the trash near her. Makes you wonder, like, did she know she was eating that? You know what I mean? Like, it'd be an easy way to get rid of somebody, like mix it up with all a bunch of other stuff. I'm just saying. I'm not trying to like start anything, but I'll be looking into people near her and how she came upon those crabs and decided to eat them anyways. Maybe she thought she's immune to them. Maybe she didn't take them as seriously. But all kinds of weird things in the ocean. I don't touch that stuff, not because I'm scared of it. I just don't. I never grew like a palate or never found seafood delicious for whatever reason. I do eat it, but not to great amounts. Like, I'll try a piece of sushi here and there. Maybe to grab like I do like fish and chips once in a while. Like just fried fish is delicious as far as that goes with lemon or some spice, but I'm not like a seafood fan. Definitely not crabs, and even shrimp gross me out sometimes if it's not cleaned properly. So I'm just like a city guy, you know. I've had it into that. But yeah, R.I.P. vlogger. It's weird that lots of colorful animals, flowers, plants are poisonous. Yeah, nature is a beautiful thing, you know. Nature or God or whoever put those colors on them, it's like they were trying to warn other animals, hey, don't touch me, bro. I'm gonna kill you. Speaking of which, you guys remember that Russian, I forgot his name, not Pavlov, the Russian guy, they poisoned him on a plane a couple years ago. It was just released that they used frog poison for that. Probably a colorful frog. But yeah, crazy stuff, man. Crazy things happening. This whole week, there's been a lot of things going on. Weird stuff. The 3 Hells Angels from New Zealand that got denied entry into the Philippines, they apparently had a whole large rap sheet prior in different countries as well. I guess being a criminal doesn't necessarily take a passport away, right? I don't know how that works. And every country, I assume, is different. Or maybe the crime's got to be really serious for them to actually prevent you from traveling. But yeah, those 3 were trying to enter the Philippines with all those tattoos on one of their face, and it's like obviously a huge red flag. And immigration has the right to try to protect the public. So if they think you're going to be a menace of some kind, they can easily deny you. Thank you, Navalny. Yeah, that's the guy. I think he was like an opposition to Putin, either politically speaking or some kind of like situation that was going on there. That's wild. Because that footage of him at the airport trying to get on board, and then all that stuff. Holy crap, TND production. I made it to a live stream. Hi, Alex. Hello. You made it to a live stream. I was going to talk about dating in this video a lot, actually, but then I realized it's like Asia now. Maybe I'll save that for like living abroad. Doesn't matter. But yesterday I did a video on living abroad about that guy that married his Filipino partner online without ever meeting her. And sent a picture of a ring and said, would you marry me? And she sent his picture back, said, yes, I'll marry you. And then after a while, she asked him to stop supporting her family. She did not like it. And that she gave the ring to her boyfriend. But I guess somehow that ended up on Rafi Tofel. So I'm like, how does that even, I didn't even know that was a thing. I didn't know that you had to give the ring back legally. Like if it's a gift, how does that even work? But people explained to me, the ring is given as an agreement that you're going to basically get married. If you don't get married, then that agreement is broken. Therefore, the ring belongs to you. My point is, I thought there'd be a lot more juicier stories than that on Rafi Tofel, but that's what happened. I still don't understand how men are getting married online without meeting somebody. If you guys ever see my online messages to women, I have very, very easy, like, I don't, if we're not meeting in the first couple of days, I'm not even talking to you. So I don't understand men. They get like they focus on one woman and they forget there's like because you don't know her yet, right? I never understood that with the guys. Like when they start talking to women, like you don't know this woman yet. But why is she the one you're gonna put all your time and effort in? What if she doesn't meet your criteria? Why not simply move on? Because you don't know her personality yet. Like the other guy got spent $160,000, 160,000 USD, 8 million pesos to build a hotel in Bohol, and she ended up just like building a little something, something. Basically, took the money. But she's already married, and he knows that, and she has 5 kids. 5 kids, 5, not 1, not 2, not 3, not 4, but 5 kids. And this is the type of girl you want to get with. Buddy, come here right now. Get your girl for like a lot less than 160,000. Believe me, that's contract law. Okay. Yeah, I don't know, but the ring thing, the ring legally belongs to the man. I don't know. I've not been proposing to women, but I'm glad I know this now. I always assumed it was like a gift. Hey, I mean, somebody might give it back, somebody may not. Because in my mind, I'm thinking logically, why would a girl that doesn't want to be with you want the ring? Well, I'm thinking like scamming wise, of course they want the ring, right? So yeah, I learned something. I had no idea engagements were such things like that. So they meet them online and start sending money for property. Yeah, buddy, what is that? I never understood that either. Like, how are you gonna buy something you never seen? How can you trust a random person online? How do you know they're even being legit? How do you know she's not getting scammed? How do you know any of this? Like, why are you buying property in a random country? Like, never have I heard that working out. Perhaps I have, I'm sure. It must have, right? But these days, with the amount of scammers that are online that we all know about, should know about, it still kind of blows my mind now some people do this. Listen, man, if you really like somebody, and like, I mean, I would not do this, but I could see why somebody else might. If you really like somebody and you trust them and you've never met them yet, but you want to do something nice, send them some flowers for like Valentine's Day, or buy them a meal through like an online app that delivers food to them, or something like that. Yeah, all right, whatever. That's not a big deal. But when you send like thousands of dollars for somebody you never met, that's just like, and it's not a gift or something. It's just like because you think you're gonna get some kind of land out of it. That doesn't make sense. Kevin says, any hot girls down there? And I'm talking about 8s and 9s. You know, I'm gonna say something that's gonna offend a lot of people. Actually, I shouldn't even say it. Yes, for sure. There are many hot girls, 8s and 9s, for sure. But they're not gonna be online. They're not going to be online to the point where they're meeting somebody across in the U.S. and Canada. They're not going to have their circle of range that far. Why? Why would an 8 or 9 girl be talking to a guy unless it's directly to get money from you? And this is what the problem is. All I know, if I was a woman, I'd be a millionaire by now. 100%. No question. Because there's that many desperate men out there, that many thirsty men that just send money for no reason. There are definitely 8s and 9s out here. But if you want to start dating them, they're not going to be found online. At least not 8s and 9s in my type of, scale. Those are the women that are living their lives normally. They're the ones that are going to school, studying in relationships. They're the ones living life normally. They got their own finances. They don't need it from someone that's old enough to be like 30 or 40 years older than them. So they're not really online on none of these fucking, not Filipina Cupid, not Christian Filipina, not Date in Asia, not what else is there? Pina Love or whatever. None of those sites, none of them have like 8s that are legit. It makes no sense at all to any normal person. At least in someone that I'd consider 8s. Exactly. The 8s and 9s are probably men. And that's the problem with all these trans situation going on these days. Surgery, especially in Thailand, it's so good now that women or that trans or lady boys that are looking too feminine, you start to question, okay, so when you see a regular girl, like a real woman that's really good looking, like, wait a minute, that's how bad it's gotten because they've gotten so good with the surgery. Now they've crossed that threshold. So kind of like, I can tell, like, but it's getting very close not to be able to tell, So yeah, those are for too good looking, then yeah. Yeah, nope, would never do online. I see them all as scammers and just not just Filipino women, 95% of them. Yeah, it's the same thing in Canada. When I was last time in there, I went online dating to see what's going on. Buddy, at least in the Philippines, they don't require you to have 6 million, be 6 feet tall, have a 6-inch dong or whatever. That's okay. But like the other one, what's the other thing? 6 abs, all this stuff. In the Philippines, it's just a little bit of money, you know? So in the West, it's way worse. They want everything without giving up anything. And they're still the same kind of people with a kid or two living in mama's basement, but they want you to have everything in order. And they wonder why when they're 45, they end up with nothing and they want a life now. They want to settle down after they've had their fun. But that's a whole different topic. Most guys are so gullible. They all wear a cock cage to please the future wife. It's just a sad reality. I think men have been beaten down so much in the West, they forget that they have any kind of purpose or value unless it's money, which is true for the most part. But you got to get something back. You got to receive some kind of anything, right? Either whether it's love, respect, trust, loyalty. The thing that annoys me, men are giving up the money without receiving any of the things I just mentioned. I'm not even talking about physical, whatever. Like, that's just, I get it. Some people can't be in the Philippines and they still want to start something. But to me, as a man, I cannot tolerate that. How can I start a relationship I can't physically be with somebody within the next couple of weeks, let alone a month or a year? People waiting around for 4 years before they see their peer. How do you wait 4 years with somebody without seeing them? I don't understand. Don't you want to live your life with that person, not just online? But that's just a sad reality. People are just desperate and beaten down, divorced. They have nothing to look forward to. They think they're worthless, and somebody shows a little affection. It's annoying because like the first 2 sentences, "Hey, my love," or whatever, like, bitch, you don't know me. Like, how am I? Like, I miss you. I mean, we just started talking 2 seconds ago. How do you miss me? So all that stuff is like, don't ignore those red flags. See, we start talking about dating, the number doubles. Okay, we all want the same thing. I'm not gonna tell you that dating is not a very hot topic in the Philippines. It always is, no matter how much people talk about it. It's always going to be the same. But although myself personally, the past 6 years or so, I was in a different category when it came to dating. Although now I'm starting to become to the older age of a man, maybe. So I really have to like navigate that a little bit more carefully as well. So yeah, that is ridiculous now. Face filters and AI they use, especially in China, man. Don't trust those women. The Chinese women all have filters on. You can't all look like that. It's impossible, right? And then you can see it sometimes when they move their head or cover their eyes or do something. You see like a little shimmering, a glare on like the side of the face. It comes out a little bit. It's all fake. Don't believe any of that. Yeah. Oh yeah, buddy. That's my rule. I always do a video call before I meet them in person. If they say, no, I'm not meeting you. Then it said 90% of the girls I met from dating apps look nothing like their profiles. Yeah, they're using pictures of 10 years ago. That's the oldest trick in the book. And some people are dishonest, but some people are a lot of them are dishonest because you got to do a video call. Glitch. Thank you, Kevin. That's what I'm talking about the facial thing. In Boracay, loving it, and my girl rent 2 e-bikes for 12 hours. Time to travel the whole island today. Amazing. This is what I'm talking about. More positivity. Thank you. Steel City TV, Steel City Travel. In Boracay, loving it. Me and my girl rent 2 e-bikes for 12 hours. Time to travel the whole island today. Enjoy. Please enjoy. Eat some seafood. Take in the sunset. Spend time with your girl. And because I know you got to go back to the U.S. probably in a few weeks or whatever you go back. So enjoy your time. Kevin says facts. Yeah, for sure. They even try to scam you when you are here. Probably, yeah, of course they will. They don't care about the location, but it's easier now for them not to meet you, which is kind of crazy, right? They don't want to meet you because why would they? They got the money for free all this time. Why would they actually meet you? Why would they give up on their local social life to come see, the thing that used to bother me once in a while, I'd say like, hey, let's meet up. And she'd be like, oh, you're kind of far from me. I'm like, I'm sorry, what? 10, 15, 20 kilometers far from me? I came from Canada, bro. You can't meet me 10 kilometers. And that's when you know they have zero interest in you. And even though you haven't given any money yet, you kind of see where that's going. I don't want no lazy people in my life. If you can't spend, what do you do with your life anyway? That you can't see somebody you're interested in that are 20 kilometers away. Why don't you ask me for some kind of like meet me in the middle? Why don't you come ask me to come see you or some shit, you know? But like, there's so many of these things that are just like, oh my God, I can't wait till I hear somebody block, delete, fuck out of here. I got no time for nonsense. I got no load. I'm sorry, I'm not talking to you. I got no tuition. Good luck. I don't know what else to say. I'm not like, it's not my issue, man. It never was my issue. Well, what about me? Who's gonna pay for me, man? You know, so stuff like this, I have no tolerance for at all. What is going on here? Keep getting emails. I will talk about dating in a little bit. If you guys can talk about that if you want. But listen, that's me from my perspective. In 30 years, when I'm 69 or whatever, then I might think differently. I don't know, maybe, but I never had an issue with people paying for a woman. That's acceptable. It's going to happen one way or another. My issue is just online payments. I've never seen a woman. And even that, maybe it's entertainment that I don't know about. Maybe they're just doing stuff that is good enough for someone to send money. I'm talking about the ones that do all this and don't get nothing in return. Those are the ones that kind of bother me because it kind of devalues a man as a whole, as a gender, as us trying to date women online that are here, physically speaking, right? Kind of ruins the whole playing field, right? It's not a representing reality. So, yeah, I've done that before. I'm a gentleman. I pay for transportation. I pay for like meals and whatever, but I'm not gonna just give you money. Like, this is exactly what I'm talking about. If they don't accept prepaid Grab to meet you, let them go. Of course you would. Why would you not, right? Like, because you have your credit card on your Grab. I do. I use everything, right? I could send you a taxi right now. You want to come meet me? Come see me right now. Here's the fucking plate number. Here's a link to track that. You still don't want to come? Come on, man. And don't give me this thing, oh, Filipinos are shy, cultural bullshit. You guys are all fools. None of that's true. Garbage. These are adult women. If you're talking to a woman that can't meet you because she's too shy and needs to bring a chaperone, buddy, get out of here, man. I'm not dealing with a woman like that. Mm-mm. Word, Angela City is the best city in the Philippines. Please explain. Because from my understanding, with this like I don't know anything about it. I just assume it's like a pattaya type place where it's just bar girls and a strip of bars with women at it. I might be wrong. I don't know. What makes it so good? I've never looked into it. I just seen what I've seen on just like thumbnails and whatnot and news articles. I want to go on a dating site right now and just like see some of the nonsense out here, man. Let me see. Are you? Oh. All right. No, man, there's a lot of craziness. I think if you guys want my advice for dating, if you're coming to the Philippines, first you have to ask yourself, what are you looking for? Some men don't even know. You can't want her to come over same day you're talking to her and for her not to be a whore. Like, that doesn't make any sense, right? So what are you looking for? Are you looking for a wife? Are you looking for just a girlfriend? Are you looking for something stable? Are you looking for just to fool around? The problem, a lot of people don't understand that they don't even know what they want. So they can't even be clear to the type of woman they're looking for. If you know what you want, you can filter out a lot of people very easily, you know? So that's the first thing I'd say. The second thing I'd say is that do not commit to anyone too soon. You don't know an individual, like, just over online text. How often do you think she lied to you online? You don't know. She could be an honest girl, but you have to confirm some of these things they say. You know, if you're here in the Philippines, that's the other thing. Don't get into a relationship. How could you be in a relationship without meeting the person? So you got to come here. My next tip is don't start talking to women until like 2 weeks before you come here. Why would you give yourself blue balls for whatever, for like a month or two or a year? Why would I go looking for like, you know, it doesn't make any sense. So do it when you know you're coming, when you got your flight booked. That way you have something. Line up with a few girls, meet them. If they can't meet you, schedule more than one girl a day easily. It's just all this stuff is, I thought it was common sense, but I think a lot of people need to like hear it again. There's so many things I could say. AC is like Mango Street. Oh, but dirtier. Dirtier. Mary, yep, still Weed is still illegal in the Philippines for sure, but you can get it. I wouldn't recommend it, but you can get it. Streetwalkers have moved online, at least in Mango. Everywhere. Everywhere they moved online. First time I came to Thailand, I remember 2014. That was my first trip outside of Canada alone as a single man. And my mind was blown, first of all, with just the culture shock, one put aside. But the amount of women that were on the street, either asking to give you a massage or whatever, right? You could tell they were professionals, but the effort was there. People were just trying to get you into their store, into business, to massage, or take you home or whatever it was. When you walk by Khao San Road or Nana or whatever these Soy 6, any place in Thailand, you saw some effort from women. Now you walk around, all the heads are into their phones, swiping like this, you know, talking to men. All of you guys that are sending money are talking to women like that, probably. So yeah, the effort is gone. They've all moved online. It's not a good place for a single man looking for a proper woman. As far as proper, it depends your definition of proper. The point is, everything's online now, and I think it's just. Why do you think these scam centers are around the world? They just shut down 200 scam centers in Cambodia. 200. That's a lot of centers. How many people working there? How many of those individuals talking to? How many men? It's all because of this. Because men are too desperate, and we send money. When I say, I want us to start being held accountable. We got to stop sending money. None of this will be possible if we just don't send money. Like all the scams, I'm saying. Peter said Angela City is affordable, clean, easy to get around. Okay. 200? No freaking way. What is the 200 regarding? I guess rent? I'm probably not seeing some comments. Yeah, if you guys are liking this live stream, if you're a fan of the channel, just like the video, subscribe if you're new. Maybe we'll see some more views. We got 50 people. That's a good number. I'm happy with that. Doesn't really mean much, but the point is we got enough people in the chat to continue, which I will do. Scam centers. Yes, exactly. I'm so stupid. I forgot about that. Yeah, 200 scam centers, not 200 people, not 200 rooms, centers. So imagine how many, you know what this is? This is all from China. Like they come, they set it up just like they did in the Philippines with the pogos, right? They pay for infrastructure, they pay for building, they pay for internet, they pay for all the stuff in exchange to operate out of these very, very poor countries. It's unfortunate, but that's what they do. Because don't forget, China's got over 1 billion people now. I don't even know. The number is large. Like, I feel like in 50 years, 1 out of every 2 people are going to be either Indian or Chinese, just because the rest of the countries are not populating enough. So let's say in 100 years, there's going to be 1 out of 2 people is either Chinese or Indian. That's just, maybe I'm exaggerating. My point is, there's no way the rest of the world is keeping up with the ratio of Chinese and Indians producing babies. That's beside the point. The point was a large number of people. So even if 1%, 0.5%, 0.01% of this population decides to get into illegal activities, that's a large number. And they have to go somewhere to operate. What they do, they come into, like I said, these developing countries, poor countries, whatever you want to call them, toss a little bit of money to whoever the governor, even the prime ministers, whoever is in charge, the military. Look at what's happening in Myanmar. Why do you think that's going on? The point is they set that up and they set up these scam centers and they start scamming not just by love scams, they scam all kinds of things, credit card fraud and all this stuff. And it's pretty bad. And now with the use of AI, they can generate the same message hundreds of times, send it to hundreds of people at once. Sometimes they're the ones operating these dating sites themselves. Like nobody asks who's actually running these sites, right? So yeah, I am from Canada. But so yeah, this is the type of stuff that you have to be aware of. AC has a diversity and culture that you will enjoy. I do like culture and diversity. Yeah, I'm gonna check it out, Angela City. But I was just looking at the map in Mindanao. I think General Santos is Zamboanga. Sounds nice. Zamboanga. I'm gonna go there. Maybe that's the plan. See what's going on down there. See what the vibe is like, you know. AC is cooler in the evening and hotter in the weekend. Okay, somebody's a big fan of Angela City. Thank you for sharing. Nice to meet you from Toronto. Hello, 416. I mean, not a lot of people left without area code, but still, 416-647-905. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, man. Let's do another 5 minutes. We'll finish this up. Nothing too crazy going on today, so I just thought I'd come here and say, oh, what's up, what's up, what's up? Do a live stream and like kind of get to know some of you guys. The last one was the 77-year-old man busted for 8 kilos of illegal substances stuffed inside 2 Bibles. I can't understand how people think they can get away with that. This guy, he carved out 2 large Bibles. What? Such a disrespectful thing to do for Catholic nation as well, right? But he got busted, so that's that. I've been to both. I've been to Cagayan de Oro and I've been to Davao. Angela's close to the city, mountains encourage you healthy lifestyle. I like that. I don't mind me a healthy lifestyle. Speaking of which, I should get to the gym. You guys actually, I can't bring this camera. My setup is like, next time, one of these times I'll take you guys for a tour around this place. It's a nice place. He was a mule. Yeah, but like, you still could say no to that, right? Like, your mule doesn't necessarily mean, like, there's got to be something to that. Maybe they have something on him, blackmailed him. But like I said, it's easier just to take the stuff and just throw it into your suitcase. But to carve out a book and put it in there and then close the book and thinking an x-ray is going to be okay with that, they can see exactly the shape of what's in there. It looks extremely suspicious. But if it's 2 blocks of powder in your bag, it doesn't catch their eye as quickly. You have a much better chance of getting through with that than freaking books. What up, boss? The underworld reporter says, I prefer Da Nang over Thailand or Philippines. Da Nang is an extremely popular up-and-coming place right now. People are starting to recognize Da Nang. I talked about Da Nang like 6 years ago, bro. Da Nang is the place. Da Nang, Hua Hin in Thailand, Trat area. There's so many places. That's why I said do not commit to any location. Do not commit to any person. Do not commit to any lifestyle. The whole world, Southeast Asia is beautiful, man. Like, and we're not even talking about Malaysia and Indonesia and those places, right? So if you have a bit more, I don't know, adventurous mindset, if English isn't the most important thing to you, you'll be surprised how many, like Penang, why isn't everybody retiring in Penang? So anyway, the whole world's crazy. Da Nang is great. It is. I've never been to Da Nang, actually. I've been to Ho Chi Minh and Hanoi and Ha Long Bay, but Da Nang I've never been. But I talked about it. I knew that it was going to be popular. Yeah. So China, been looking at that too. But I feel like China, I need like a good 6 months minimum to really start to see different parts of it. I think China's a fascinating place, man, with the history and everything there. But because it's so big and so diverse, there's a lot of things I don't like about it, So it's kind of an internal battle if I want to go or not want to go kind of thing. Yeah, this is the type of stuff that's happening that we don't even know about, right? So the cartel sent it through, so the customs could have a bus to show the news, so the bigger shipment likely go through. Yeah, all these can be decoys, distractions, other deals being made, not the right people being paid, the wrong person being at the x-ray machine. There's a whole bunch of stuff happening that I got no clue about. Lots of Russians live everywhere. So, of course, with the war, I guess it's a war in Ukraine, a lot of Russians are traveling all over Southeast Asia. People, imagine you're at a war. Do you want to live in Russia right now? I wouldn't. Right? So a lot of Russians everywhere, and the Trang is filled with them, apparently. Really, a whole expat theater community in Da Nang. Da Nang is popular for sure. And because, why wouldn't it be? Beach, affordable, food, all that stuff. Great stuff, right? Coffee, I love Vietnamese coffee. Vietnamese coffee culture is the best in Southeast Asia. Everything's great. Yeah, it's hard to like choose a place, man. I'm just thinking about my travels now. It's like everywhere I go, I'm just like, I never found a place I didn't like, to be honest. So I might be different though. I just like everywhere for a different reason. How do Russians afford to stay so long? Same way as everybody else. These are like Russians A lot of them don't have much money, but it's cheaper to live in Southeast Asia than it is to live in your home country. So if you got some kind of regular income, if you're working online, if you got a little bit of savings, you can stretch that a long time. Visa runs, of course, probably what they do, or they buy like student visas or other types of visas, get involved in relationships. But I would just assume regular visa runs. I'm not really sure about Russian visa requirements for Vietnam, but speaking of visas, Thailand is looking at reducing 60 days to 30 days again. So let's see how that goes. That might just be political theater right now. Try to get some votes, although the votes are in question also. There's a lot of stuff going on, but I think we still got 55 people, so maybe I shouldn't end this now. So, but if you guys have nothing else to say, I don't want to ramble on. Feel free to ask your question in the comment section, guys. Make some discussion, ignite something before I decide to call it quits here. Dodging the draft. But, you know, I heard that you can only be drafted until you're 30, right? These guys might be older than 30 and they just don't want to live there anymore. I'm not a supporter of war of any kind. If I'm gonna pull a Muhammad Ali and go to prison before I go to war for anybody. Fuck all these conglomerates, man. You think you're going to war for your country, but you're just filling some guy's pocket because of some weapons deal he made. Fuck that shit. I mean, I respect anybody that fights for their country, but I'm not doing it because I don't believe in the cause. If somebody knocks on my door try to kill me, I'll fight that guy. Right? But like, to go to war because fucking some guy in the White House or some other political place wants to fatten up their pockets, build a fucking resort in Gaza, no thanks. They don't want to fight. I don't want to fight either. Ramble all you want. Thank you. I will ramble then. Let's get into rambling. Ramble away, I shall. Tomorrow, regular news stuff. So for me, this weekend, I might take a vacation for myself. Vacation on vacation, you know. Take 3 days off. And I mean, you guys might not know the difference. I'll do like the videos ahead of time. You know what we could do actually? Let's go and take a look at some of these top comments in the previous video. Sometimes we have some very funny stuff, comments going on, which is hilarious, I think. No, I understand. No, that's why, like I say, I respect anyone that's put their life on the line for a bigger and better cause. I respect fully. But I think now, at my age, I've become so aware of some of the shit that goes on behind the scenes that I would not be a part of that. Knowing what I think I know, or I feel like I know. I just don't want to kill innocent people, even unless I know it's directly going to save somebody else. That's a whole different story. But somebody said the definition of Bible pusher. The guy that was having the drugs in the Bible. Yeah, that's pretty funny. I don't know. I sometimes see very funny comments on here, which makes me shake my head. And a reminder that there's some weird people online. And you know, when you got trolls, is like you can tell you're doing something right when you have trolls for no reason. So, yeah, those people are funny to me. I leave it on. I have no problem with somebody trying to troll me because it doesn't affect me. I'm not the type of person. Like this one dude says, what a wretched, boring vlogger you are to me, right? So I'm like, okay, I'm sorry you feel that way. I didn't respond to this person that way, but like, if you go to their channel, this guy has 28 comments, which means he's watched at least 28 of my videos. And I can see he's been watching because from the analytics side of things, you can tell that. So how sad is that you watch somebody you find boring and you're so offended that you want to go comment on their channel, say you're a boring vlogger, you're wretched or whatever. Who's worse, me, a boring guy? You can simply switch the video, go to somebody you like, or having like the anger and like the hate in your heart or whatever to go log in and type a comment. Ooh, I'm gonna get him. You're so boring. All right, bro. But like 34 people like try to defend me, but thank you guys so much. But just let them. I let it be there so people can see the type of people that are on here. I think it's hilarious. Oh, here we go. Amigo said it's common sense that brightly animals have color for a reason. It's a warning. You stay away. Yeah, that's pretty interesting. The Indian guy. What else? The car, the train. satellites, comps. There's a lot of stuff going on, but there's a lot of positivity. If you guys are feeling sometimes the videos become too negative, I suggest taking a few videos off or something. But just the news, man. Like, it is what it is. Don't shoot the messenger, right? Money lending is a dangerous business. It is. Loan sharking, more corrupt than Laos. Oh my God, what are we doing? This is because the Philippines ranked the third most corrupt country in Southeast Asia. So somebody's surprised to see that they're even more corrupt than Laos. Than, you know. But these rankings, I don't know how much I trust some of these. Like, they ask like 1,000 people, or whatever. It doesn't necessarily mean it's true. Let me go ahead and take a look at these. That donkey getaway was, I swear to God, I never laughed so hard, I think. When's the last time you saw a donkey, bro? This, like, I've never seen a donkey in real life since I was a kid, probably. But like, this man used a forklift. Let's watch that again. We gotta watch it, right? I gotta find which video was that part of? Shit, it's funny. I had to be I think it's the Hell's Angels video. You know what I could do, actually, because I put timestamps in here. Just look at the description and see if we have donkey getaway. Yep, 6:07 at the. Good job. Let's watch this. Okay. Let's watch this. If you haven't seen this, prepare your eyes. About getting stuff and getting people, this man's got some jewelry. A thief was captured on CCTV using a stolen forklift to break into a jewelry store before fleeing on a donkey. You can't make this shit up. Police tracked him down through security footage. It's the first time I'm reading this. Through security footage, and recovered the stolen gold and returned it to the owner's shop. Where did you return the donkey? That's a real video of a guy robbing a jewelry store with a forklift and then getting on his getaway vehicle and like go. That's not funny. I don't know why it's funny to me. I think the donkey thing gets me. If it's a horse, it's not that funny. The donkey's the funny part. Yes, thank you for the reminder of that video. Quite comical. That was somewhere in Turkey. So, do you guys know Turkey wants to be called Turkey now, officially back to their way they own pronunciation? It's going to be a long time before people stop calling Turkey, at least in the West. Yeah, haters are going to hate. Hate watching. I do with Starfleet Academy. What is Starfleet Academy? Whatever it is, I'll check it out later. Teen pregnancies among girls aged 15 to 19 in the Philippines have declined in recent years, while pregnancies among girls aged 10 to 14 have increased. Yes, I covered this in yesterday's video. It's pretty sad. I wouldn't even call that teen pregnancy. That's called rape, right? 10-year-old. Don't talk about age of consent, this and that, and statutory, this, the other. I mean, firstly, it depends on. I don't really see a 10-year-old doing another 10-year-old. So let's be honest. These are grown-ass people doing this to kids. We fucked up. But unfortunately, let's not forget, it happens a lot. And I'd say a lot more with locals than foreigner to local. Let's not forget that either. But it's part of reality, sadly, in developing countries that don't really talk about that stuff, or education, or just, I don't know, any other reason why society that doesn't have everything in order might face these problems. So it's sad. I have no comment. I don't know how to talk about it. It's just not good. So pretty sad. The donkey guy must have had this on his bucket list. Yeah, I mean, I can't think of any other reason why somebody is able to operate a forklift but can't figure out maybe it's like this guy thinking they can't trace me. I think you're mistaken, bro. You're very traceable with a donkey. You stick out like a sore thumb. Y'all have a great day and night. It's time to make supper. Yumbo. Speaking of supper, I will be eating lunch soon, I suppose. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I don't know what any of that means, but I'm sure a lot of people are talking shit about me for whatever reason. It doesn't bother me. Water off my back, or rolls down my back. What is it saying? It doesn't bother me. It is what it is. People talk shit because it makes themselves feel more important, more relevant, more valued, and some people have nothing else to say. So the only way they can maintain any kind of viewership is just garner hate towards anything. I guarantee you pick somebody right now, random, and there'll be enough people here talking shit about him if I start talking shit about him or her, right? Uh, anyway, like Paul, Calvin, fucking Scotty, whoever I pick right now, doesn't matter who it is, we can talk about anyone for any reason, and we could just start shitting on him, and I guarantee there's gonna be people coming out, fuck that guy, I don't like that dude, man, he's a piece of shit, so it's normal. It's very normal to have those feelings, but I don't think it's normal to spread that. But wait, he buried the jewelry. They found it and returned the jewelry to the shop owner and arrested her. Who was the real jackass? I know, right? Like, this guy is burying jewelry. Like, this guy is like, sounds like he came from like 1800s, man. Like, it's a time traveler for sure, right? Robbing a jewelry store with a donkey and burying the jewelry. Oh, thank you. Says, your lips are as colorful as your shirt. Why do you think I get so many women, bro? These lips and this bald head of mine do a lot of damage to the ladies out there. I don't know. I think it's because this camera probably, it's a vlogging camera, the Sony ZV-1. It's just like the GoPro. The saturation is off the hook, man. So in reality, it's not as red as my shirt. How is life there now? Good morning. Well, thank you, sir. Life is great. I will not complain. My life is amazing. I have no problems, man. Good health, good life, good everything. Yeah, I understand that. I don't shit on anybody until they shit on me first. That's true. But once you become a YouTuber or something and you have a lot of people shitting on you, it's just too much energy to shit on everybody. So the one guy publicly shitting on me, even then, I honestly don't care because I don't respect them in any way. If a respectable person shat on me, I'll defend myself. But one quote that always stuck with me, which is true, nobody doing better than you is going to talk shit about you. So all these people, they're beneath me. They're under me, literally, physically, by numbers, by life situations, by any means you think about it, they're not doing as well as me. So actually, I feel sorry for them. So I don't want to, they're already down enough. I don't want to kick them, They are not felons, though. Oh, shit. I'm a felon? I didn't know I was a felon, man. Please let me know. Unless you're not talking about me. Talking about somebody else, probably. I don't know. The point is, hate is easy to spread. And outrage is easy to garner because people have a lot of, they're struggling. They're going through things in life. And then when they have an opportunity to, like, let out some of this anger, maybe not the right way, they'll do it. And I think I'm too wise to be offended by some of these things. Yeah, some people aren't, which is understandable. They have very weak emotional stability. So for those, I can see why they might be offended. But for me, it doesn't bother me. Not much, bro. We're just hanging out, talking about nonsense as usual. It's not nonsense, but nothing particular. It's just all over the place. What I'm trying to say, no direction. After I read my first 7 stories. I didn't even read them. I talked about them. Speaking of which, did you know China now allows visa-free entry to British and Canadian peoples? Now, I don't need a visa to go to China, although I'm sure it wasn't difficult to get, but one less step for me or British people to go to China, which is great because I'm sure that's going to help a lot of people living in Hong Kong. But then again, they wouldn't need a visa anyway, would they? But if they have British passports, it's going to be great. Oh, okay. So this is what I'm talking about. I genuinely don't even know who you're talking about, but whoever it is what it is. Thank you. I do focus on them. That's why I don't really care about any of that. Yes, now is the true New Year in Asia. Gongchi Fat Choi. Yes, the Lunar New Year. And it's actually travel day today. I think everybody, many records are being broken today. People going back to their regular hometowns. Robert says that you are the one that I get my Philippines news from. Great. Thank you, Robert. Glad to have you on the channel. I appreciate the support. The Pro channel says a lot of folks do not know how much work goes into you bringing the news daily. I know and appreciate you. Well, thank you, sir. It is a lot of work. I've talked about this before. It's very time consuming, but I'm glad to be doing it because it provides information for you guys and a source of income for me. So it's a win-win. Actually, I had a wake-up call, not a wake-up call, but like just a reminder how easy women have it the other day. Now, I don't get jealous. That feeling doesn't come naturally to me. The only time a hint of jealousy ever comes in my mind is when I compare numbers and channels, and it comes from more of a curiosity and analytical standpoint. But I saw a girl on YouTube. I don't know how she popped up on my feed. I think it was Facebook first. But she was like wearing a bathing suit. She was probably in her 40s, not very attractive. I mean, deep down, I wasn't really making fun of her, but I was just like, oh, look at her. She's trying to get some views, maybe, you know. So I go to her channel, bro, 140,000 views, 60,000 views, 70,000 views, phone like this, horizontal, no editing. And all she's doing is like washing clothes. And you can see like a hint of her cooking. Not even really. She's wearing underwear because she's in a bathing suit. But then there was like a reminder to me that, you know, I spent hours and hours, like hours, filming, doing all this shit. And I get maybe 3,000 to 6,000 views on average. So I'm just like thinking, wow, to be a woman, you know, how easy is that, right? So I'm just like, fuck this. Should I just stop making YouTube videos? Not because I was jealous of her. She doesn't done nothing wrong to me, but it's like a reminder, the difference when it comes to just like what people would watch compared to like how much effort goes in, and then just like a reminder to like never really judge somebody by, because to me it's just like, I didn't really find a one attractive or nothing. So I'm just like, hey, she's trying to dabble in YouTube. Like I'm thinking from like a creator perspective. And I saw the views. I'm like, what the fuck am I looking at? Anyway, so just a reminder to me that life ain't fair. Life ain't fair indeed. Yeah, some people do swear on the wrong YouTuber. Get it. Hey, Rodriguez, Life says, hey, man, from Australia. Love the channel and the update news. Thank you so much, man. I appreciate that. DNBC, it's a lot of, how do I say this? DNBCD archive says, me too. I'm going to come here for the news. He's kind of the only one that does that. Thank you. I do try to provide some value. We need more videos, every minimum 3. What? We need more video every day, minimum 3. All right. You guys know I'm a one-man show, right? I do the researching, the filming, the editing, the uploading, the respond to comments, the live shows. All this is a one-man show. So I just don't have enough time to put. I have been putting out shorts, though. So for those of you that don't have time, for the past 3 or 4 days, I start putting out shorts on the channel for a quick little glimpse. Don't forget, I don't got a studio. I don't got people behind me. I don't got researchers. I don't got editors. I don't got any of that. Because, yeah, sitting down talking takes 20 minutes, but everything else takes hours and hours. The China new visa is going to be denied. They are thinking of the soybean tariff. Terrible move by Mark Carnage. China can't be trusted. Trust me, bro. Yeah, I agree. But who can be trusted? Do you trust your own government? I know I don't. Fuck the Canadian government. I don't trust them at all. Paying taxes to breathe my own air probably next. Basically is a carbon tax, this bullshit tax. Fuck all those people. They're all garbage. Everybody's protecting bigger people, only people with money. I, as a single person making whatever amount of money, is not going to get any benefit from any kind of tariff or tax or bullshit like that. I don't trust any government. Zero government. I don't trust any of them. At least they don't have my interests in mind. That's for sure. That has nothing to do with Southeast Asia, or have been following the story about the Russian guy who was using a hidden camera to pick up African women. Is that the guy that bragged about how many women he picked up in one night? I kind of saw that. I didn't want to even click on it. That's nothing to do with something I'm not interested in. You are 3 people and 1 researcher to gather news, a news editor and reporter. Thank you. I generally don't consider myself a reporter, but I think by definition, reporting on the news would make me one. I never once thought of myself anything more than just some guy reading what's out in the news, but yeah, definitely a lot of work. I've been going back and forth to be a Philippine for the last 14 years, and I just can't understand why some foreigners behave badly over there when they don't do the same thing in their own country. I understand completely. They feel brave. They feel brave. They feel like they can't be touched. They take people's kindness as weakness. They try to exploit. It's normal. They think they can get away with it. There's a lot of reason why they do it. They want clout. They want quick views. I would never do it, and you don't understand it because you sound probably like someone that has common sense and normal human being, right? But sometimes people, their mind is under a different ideology or the way of thinking, or at least temporarily misjudge the situation, right? So I know what you mean. I don't get it either, but some people do that. You should try out a hand washing video in my underwear. I should, man. I should, right? Toss in a little cucumber in here. We'll do like a micro penis video. Just like we'll try to make it the opposite, the other way around. Who's got the smallest junk, right? See if you get any views. Sex sells. It does sell. That does sell a lot. I'm gonna say what I want to say. Honestly, if you guys are offended by me swearing, I'm not your father. I'm gonna say shit and fuck whenever I want. I'm not gonna change my vocabulary to please one individual that doesn't want to hear a swear word. I'm a grown ass man. I'm 40 years old, bro. I'm not no primary teacher. So, Oopsie B said most vloggers just film the same things over and over. What I like about your channel is that you talk about real issues and give people the opportunity to ask questions and share their thoughts. Thank you. I appreciate that. And I feel like that's why I say when I provide some kind of value is because it's easy. I can talk about dating, I swear, at least 100 videos separately. No problem. It's not but there's a lot of people doing that, right? So I don't want to, I'll probably get more views too. I'm not going to lie, but it's just something I'm not interested in. So this, at least I feel like I'm not just a useless person. Kyle says, keep up the borderline phenomenal work you do. Thank you, sir. I appreciate that. Appreciate the feedback and the encouragement. Thank you for all the Philippines news. Would never find out about a lot of this if it wasn't for you. Thank you. And this comes down to research. Like I have to filter through dozens of channels, dozens of I see a lot of things. I have to like kind of understand what you guys might want to see. So that's another small challenge. Not really a challenge, but that's another part of the day where my mind is working more than I want it to be working. I can't even speak now. So, should I get some more water? Actually, goddamn, an hour and a half, so I think I'm going to end this soon. Yeah, some of the biggest videos on YouTube are boring, just people sitting around. Yeah, I don't understand how the algorithm works, man. It's so weird, man. It's so weird. I'll pass that video if you do laundry in your underwear. You sure about that? You sure about that? Yeah, I don't blame you, Robert. I produced weekly Caribbean news program back in the 80s for BET. BET, I love that channel. We had AP Jamaican Broadcasting Compass Newsfeed. It was work. It was. I can't, especially back then. Internet probably wasn't around trying to get the news. But I love BET After Dark, man. BET Comic View. Love that shit. Funny. Funny! I enjoy Rafi Tofo videos you put out and how a lot of men can learn their lessons of protect themselves from being scammed. I do too, and I thought I was providing a service. In the video, I clearly say this is from Rafi Tofo. If you want to see the, by the way, whoever thinks, I'm sure none of you guys think, but there are some people that think I'm stealing the content. I'm not. There's a whole segment, a whole category in YouTube. It's called reactions, right? Or commentary. When you add value or put your own information, it's free game. You can use any video you want as long as you're making it something different, not just re-uploading somebody's content. Those reaction videos actually take a long time to put together. I have to match my reaction to the video, cut it, stop it, edit. There's a lot of work from behind it people don't see because I don't have like a setup where I'm just watching a live and simply upload it. I'm using my phone and a camera, right? Doesn't matter. The point is those videos are meant to be informative for people to learn what not to do. And even though I can be very clear at the beginning, in the video, and at the ending about all this, you still have people that want to shoot the messenger and not what the message is or what's going on. They're mad at me, one or two people. Hey, man, you're making Filipinos look bad. We're all scammers. I'm like, how often do I have to say, stay offline? They're amazing Filipino women in real life, and don't do this as a foreigner. 90% of the time, I'm shitting on the foreigner. But Filipinos see this as me trying to make it seem like all Filipinos are scammers. I'm like, buddy, this is your senator. He made the video. He has a whole TV show. He's got 30 million subscribers. You get mad at me for covering his video? That makes no sense. People are dumb as fuck. But yeah, thank you. I'm glad you like him. You're doing a great job and you have a niche. Thank you. I'm glad you like it. It seems like he does get angry fast if you don't want anybody telling you what to do. You're right. I do get angry. But feel free to tell me what to do. I will not get angry this time. My apologies. I'm a passionate guy. Yes, exactly. It falls under the fair use program. Hola. Hello. Speaking of holas, I got to go to South America, man. Next time I go, I keep saying this, but I just never been back to Canada. Next time I go back home, I'm going down south. Start with Mexico. I'm going to Brazil. I'm definitely going to Colombia. I got to get my Latina fix. I got to get my Latino food fix. I can't wait to try authentic Mexican food from the streets. I'm not talking about $4 for a taco. I'm talking about $1 taco with real meat, with real chilies and lime and cilantro. I'm talking about real corn tortillas, right? So I'm talking about good food. Can't wait to go. Never been to Mexico, but I know it's going to be bomb. Whoa. Rodriguez says, I think you're adding value to people who go to the Philippines and want to retire there. Of important information to watch out for. Philippines law is way different to Western laws. The info is helpful. Thank you. I'm glad you're finding them helpful, and I'm glad to know it's not just me talking to myself, basically. Dr. P Pro channel says, Alex, if you look like Filipino P, I think it's Filipina P, I don't know. Or Maya, you'll be YouTube star. If I was a woman, I wouldn't need YouTube. Let me tell you that. Order a pizza and wings. You hungry, bro? Bro, come on. Why you gotta say that? I'm doing it right now. As we speak, I'm gonna order pizza and wings. You know what? I was gonna go to the gym, but gym. Oh, shut up. I'm lazy. Let me go to the gym. Whenever I don't go to the gym, like I don't go to the gym to work out, like build muscle or nothing. I just go do some cardio so my heart can pump later in life. Whenever I don't go, my whole day is ruined because in my head, I'm like, I didn't accomplish anything. But that 40 minutes will make me feel at least I did something today. So I just go there for that reason. I can't wait to go back. Please don't become a travel blogger. Next thing you know, you'll be reviewing the same mango shake, walking the same street, pretending it's life-changing and giving a motivational speech. I understand. There's a lot of those. I did start initially making videos when I traveled, but that was mainly for my own like diary, documentary to see where I went. But eventually I realized, yeah, I can't. That's not sustainable. Not for me. Hey, Alex, question. Are there movie theaters in the Philippines? If so, what is the cost? There is, and I think it's around 500 pesos per ticket. It's usually about like, it's not that much cheaper. I haven't been for like a couple of years, so I don't really know. I think it's between 300 to 500. Maybe not. I'm sure I can just Google it right now. But I've been there. No big difference. Nothing special. I would admit Thailand theaters are pretty impressive, though. The cinemas in Thailand, they had this one promotion, funniest shit ever. For popcorn, you pay a price, and whatever container you bring, they got to fill it up. Buddy, I've seen people come with like inflatable pools, complete garbage bins, like the kayak. The people's like imagination, crazy stuff. So that's fun, and they have like different flavors and all that. And the cinema is actually clean, and they used to have massages and like fried chicken and stuff or nuggets. I don't know if it's still going on, but yeah, good stuff. Good stuff. I do like going to a theater once in a while. Last movie I watched was the Avatar one. I like going to the big spectacle ones so I can see a bit difference, you know. Are you satisfied with your Philippines relationship or love? Let's just say I am overly satisfied, sir. I'm very satisfied with my love life. There's a Filipino YouTuber with lots of subscribers and makes videos about scams Filipinos do. I forget her name. Oh, okay. I'm sure there's a bunch of them. You go there to pick up. I don't go to the cinema to pick up women. Nah, they're usually there with somebody, family or boyfriend, anyways. 460 paid. Yeah, exactly what I thought. It's about that price. I normally only try to catch a movie when we go back to the Philippines Mall of Asia. It's cheaper than going to the movies in Australia, that's for sure. Yeah, I mean, back home, Canada is getting ridiculous too. The prices of popcorn and a drink is like $20. I'm like, what? It's actually probably less than 50 cents to make both of them, but they know they got you. It's like the airport prices, right? That's pretty funny, right? Melania. I heard like the first day they completely bombed, but then I think they bought some tickets or something. What is she making a movie about anyway? Who knows? I never show us his lovely woman on video, not even once. Are you talking about me? Yeah, I don't kiss and tell, bro. I'm not here to air out my dirty laundry. I just took my kids to see Goats, popcorn and 2 large Coke, $30, 3 tickets, $85 at the AMC. Whoa! Yeah. All right. Yes. So you wrote that 3 times, bro. I addressed it. Could I do more videos of bus travel and coffee shops? I'm guessing that's sarcasm. I'm going to say no. Yeah, Canadian movie tickets like $16 and like twice as much as that for probably the popcorn and the drink. You need like a part-time job just to go to the cinema. It's not even like, you know, it's funny. I used to call it movies, but like coming to Asia now, it's like cinema. I realized my language, my vocabulary, and my speech patterns have changed also. Like I used to say A like any Canadian a lot. I don't think I've said A in like a long time, eh? So it just doesn't sound right anymore. I think nobody around me does it and says it, so maybe that's why. Anyways, I think this is a good enough time to say goodbye. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you all for commenting. Yeah, that's it. So we'll get back to regular news tomorrow. I'm going to keep putting out videos the way I do. I noticed everyone's saying aircon instead of AC, air conditioner. Yeah, that's the way it is. Oh, Toonie Tuesdays in Toronto was amazing. Tuesdays were like $2 for movie ticket back when I was a youngin', late 90s. And $2 slices of pizza, square, pizza. Whoa! What I would do to go back to those days. Not for the price, but for the nostalgia, right? Anyhow, thank you guys for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye.